All right.
Right, live.
Okay.
Are we?
We are live. So, if you remember last week, you guys resumed where you left off before in the Underdark, and specifically with the Drow. And you guys split up into two groups, with Shiva, Fable, and Cadence going to meet with the Drow Matron, and everybody else going to go meet with the Drow men. And those who met with the Drow Matron had a little chat with her and managed to convince her to cooperate with your efforts in exchange for a favor.
Favor.
Yes, taking the Drow princess and bringing her with you. So you went and did that. You went and found her in her little tower where she was happily sleeping away, being lazy.
I mean, what else do you do in those towers?
Oh yeah. And it was Fable's idea to bring her and some other man, I forgot his name. To do together.
And those of you with the men decided to have a little chat with them and learn a little bit from them. And then I seem to remember somebody having a bit of a fight too. That was a thing.
Fight.
That's right. Yeah. And kind of showed off in front of the Drow. That was a thing. And then the groups met up and decided to, on their way out, as a favor to the Queen, break up into two groups and give some lessons to the Drow.
What the hell was that?
Sorry, my cell phone. I thought I turned my volume down.
And that was a thing. And boy, did those lessons go well.
Yeah.
There was the Fable and Jewel lessons, and there was the Sombra lessons. And afterwards, all of the Drow men came out feeling a lot more confident about themselves and what they might be able to do in certain situations.
Then all work there was done.
Yeah, there was a bet with some a shadow coin on the line, but in the end, it was a draw.
Oh.
The dice spoke.
Dice.
Yeah. And then the groups left the Underdark and journeyed back to the surface. Drow Princess in tow. And then once again, you guys split up, with a few of you going to the capital and everyone else going back to the brothel. And in the capital, there was some shenanigans had. First, you guys went to one of the government offices and arranged for yourself to have a rented warehouse in the slums.
Which we paid for.
Which you did pay for. And then the guy just went on lunch in front of you and left all his stuff, and you maybe did some roguey, sneaky kind of things. I seem to remember putting your names down for a property that you didn't pay for, amongst other things.
To be fair, he's more guilty than me in that situation.
Perhaps. You copied his seals and looked through all of his information. You found his hidden secret love letters. So yeah, that guy is not having
secret anymore.
Well, secret as far as he knows. Let's see, what else? Then you guys went and took a trip to the prison, where you encountered that guy's brother. And you started the process and arranged to buy a certain elf that was incarcerated there. So, and you'll be doing that. He told you to come back in a couple days with the money to buy her. So yeah.
With the money.
In the other town, we went and we visited other cat cities because God, they're now mine. Cat towns. And it's going to be 1 week before the basement's done, but they've made good progress.
Yep. Everything but they're just putting the finishing touches on. The cow stand is there, and it's glorious. The cow's already seen it and been on it once, seeing as he's stuck in that basement forever. That's how cows work.
Poor fucking cow.
How's living his best life?
Yes. And Cadence learned the secret of the Drow princess and chose to keep it to herself.
That's right.
Yep.
I have a new friend.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to betray her trust.
Yeah.
So you betray everybody else's trust.
It's not like she's hurting anyone.
Known.
And there
Not
was
yet,
one
at
other-
least.
and
She
there,
turns
there was-
into a spider and stays at home.
For now.
I'll assess if something else happens, I'll reassess.
Isn't there an implication there that you're waiting for something bad to happen before you act on it?
Whoa,
Does
Stefan,
she
it's not
need food?
different.
Do we need to feed her? What does she need to eat?
I'm assuming we're feeding the princess.
Considering feeding the princess, at least it will make it look good. And taste good. Whatever it tastes. This is weird.
Fired.
I know technically, since we're not paying the girls, that they're not our employees, but I still stand behind the statement that I don't want her to eat our employees.
That's why Cadence is hanging around. She'll make sure she doesn't do anything precipitous.
and there was one other thing. You guys also saw a certain stupid punk had returned with his teacher in tow.
Yeah,
That was a thing.
we are not introducing those two.
And if you remember, he had quite the interesting name, Haldir Toddle Teddle, even though he's an elf.
I'm telling you, he's 5 feet tall. He has a fucking gnomish name. This guy is not an elf.
Or he's part gnome, or he's been raised by elves, or raised by gnomes, or
So yeah, that's what happened last time.
In all its glory.
You know,
Yep.
it's cool.
Yeah, alright, so I think we'll pick up with the brothel group. Anything you guys want to do over the next week before the fight pit opens?
I think I've already said I'm checking up on my villages.
Yep.
I think we're going to do an arts and crafts session to make some banners.
Oh, I'm not good at it.
You would be able to help set it up, Kopaka. Nobody's as tall as you.
I guess.
I'm pretty sure Cole can help in the building.
Yeah, she does have wings. Well, she's even here.
She
She's
can't
not
make it. She has to work.
She won't be here for a few weeks.
Oh.
Cow!
Cow! Cow!
I forgot. Did she even give me permission to control her?
We're not going to worry about that.
Alright. Anyways.
Anyone else have anything they want to do over that week?
No.
No.
I don't know. I could think of. Just gotta lay low.
I don't know. The only thing I think about is poking
Oh, yeah.
the slums, looking for
yeah.
what's going on.
Oh no, we're just talking the brothel group. The capital group we'll get to in a bit.
I'm making cheese of prey shoe for kids, little stuffed dolls.
Oh, that's
Uh-huh,
What?
uh-huh.
Oh. Alright, like, are you gonna, like, paint me in disguise? Or put me in disguise? I
You're
don't
gonna
wanna
paint
do
him
it.
as a pretty lady?
Don't you dare.
I'm a single lady. I'm a single lady.
Alright, I love Beyonce, but that song, it's just gonna be stuck in my head. I love Beyonce. That song.
Come on, we all know that Kopaka would demand Moulin Rouge or better.
Oh, that song's stuck in my head. I swear, if I sing it, I know who to blame.
Wasn't Sombra gonna like have the boys have their own sleepover?
That's true. We never did RP that out.
Yeah, it's fine. They're just hanging out.
I'm curious as to what the itinerary for a Sombra slumber party entails when it's just guys.
Yeah, lay it on us, Mr. Slumber Party Organizer.
I mean, it would mainly be just lessons.
Lessons!
Oh.
Of course.
And they've got to be more effective, let's say workers to get more money.
Well, oddly enough, these guys are more experienced than you are. This is what they do. Every day.
I guess that makes sense.
A lot.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Sombra has met someone who's more experienced than he is.
See, and here I had pictured in my head just a bunch of guys in their underwear like a Calvin Klein commercial playing checkers and has a 7-bean dip with chips. That's what I pictured in my head.
What?
That was extremely specific. Just saying.
I love the bean dip, honey.
Like, that was really specific.
Everyone got hung up on the bean dip for whatever reason.
Anyway. Well, if there isn't anything else anyone wants, then we will go ahead and just move right to the fight pit. So, you guys have a choice right now. You guys wanted a tag team, and you've got 2 pairs of opponents to pick from. One pair who excels with weapons, and one who doesn't. Do you set the rules? You guys decide. Do you want the Goliath pair, or do you want the Hobgoblin pair?
Oh shit.
I mean, is Cadence even willing to do that? Who's fighting in the fight pit?
That's for you guys to decide.
I mean, Cadence will definitely throw down in the fight pit. She's also going to, like, invite the princess to come watch, but, like, from the shadows kind of deal.
I'd
Don't
love to see
want any of the locals to realize that there's a drow princess nearby.
that'd be bad. I'd love to see a Jewel Cadence tag team throw down. Bells in the brawl, that shit.
I agree. Jewel Cadence against the Goliaths? Fair match?
It doesn't matter. They're gonna lose.
Yeah.
What I will tell you, though, is as event organizers, you do get a little bit of a sneak into what they can do. So, the Goliaths are a pair of fighters.
So they use weapons.
They do use weapons. And the Hobgoblins, there's a monk and a barbarian in there, and they don't use weapons.
Pickens.
Well, that just seems overpowered. I think our Tabaxi pair is going to win that one out super easily.
Depends on...
Who decides?
What do they want?
How about we do a title match at the end? Have all the other groups fight, and then we bring out the big guns as the finishing of the show.
Well, you have a bunch of, like, smaller... sort of...
Technically, we have no history here.
Yeah.
Joel
What you
won,
would
like,
do is-
what, 2 fights, 3 fights?
Yeah.
3 fights
What you
against
would
really
do is
big
you would
ones.
have smaller exhibition bouts, and then the main event.
Like, we're a bunch of nobodies.
We should probably maybe.
You know, it would be amazing.
Do we have any of the fighters on our payroll yet?
Oh, they're there. You guys have. You guys got them. They're sitting there still. The ones that weren't taken away. So most of them.
So we could, if any of them have like a decent amount of name recognition, get them on side with the whole totally killing people.
You know what would be badass and would be a fight that would make a lot of money? If you guys took on the Goliaths that use weapons and you guys didn't.
Yeah, like that would be a good exhibition bout. Get us some name recognition going.
Yeah. Like out of the two choices that the Dungeon Master gave you to line up a fight for you.
That's what I'm saying, go here.
I mean, we definitely want to do a thing where we stand out more.
So that fight would be something different. People would be expecting blood. People are going to be betting a lot of money on what they think is a sure thing. It would be a very exciting match to promote.
Yeah. I think the Goliaths are a good matchup.
Alright then. Goliath it is.
And these Goliaths, are they part of the roster of fighting slaves that we acquired during the...
Oh no, these are somebody else's slaves.
These are somebody else's. Okay. So we can't, have a chat with them ahead of time to be like, hey, we're totally going to free you.
No, Kieran has already created pills that you put them in the opponent's mouth and it's going to fake death.
At the end. And then now that it's our constructed place, we got a way to take them, shuffle them out.
Yeah, and then we have the Triton waiting in the water. So the body out to sea, the Triton's going to grab them and...
What? Really? We're going that far?
Why not? They need to see that we're disposing of them.
Sweet.
Well, the Triton's still there, right?
Yeah, that was part of the arrangement with him.
Sweet.
That's why he gets to swim as much as he wants. He just got to collect the quote-unquote air quotes bodies. Give him a good slap to wake him up.
I like this.
Right?
Saves us from having to go swim to go save them.
Right?
He gets to give him the lowdown. Although I guess Keith is going to be running the show right now.
Well, I guess I'm just going to have to be the face. That's about the
Well,
best I
here's
can
the thing. Somebody, you guys are now the house, so somebody has to sit behind the desk and take the bets.
Kieran, I think that's a job perfect for you.
Congratulations, you're a bookie.
You're the most trusting face out of all of us.
When?
How did this happen?
How untrustworthy are the rest of us?
Wait, because,
Last time I checked, druids don't use math.
I don't... How much... How really swindled and how good at checking his math is Kieran?
I mean, I'm just throwing it out here. You're asking how this happened. This is a process of elimination of there wasn't a better candidate, so take that how you will.
You don't want...
It's either you or Keith.
You don't want Keith.
Because you can't let the slaves run it.
Wait, hold on. The previous owners had like a general madame that was in charge of like doing shit. And when Corbel went to place bets, I'm pretty sure it was a slave running that.
No, it wasn't.
Might have been...
That was very much a human.
Okay.
I definitely described that there were no slaves involved in the running of that whatsoever.
Right, but you're telling me we can't have a slave run the betting?
No one will trust you if you do.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's
he's
gotta
bad
be a
enough.
human. It's really gotta be Keith, and Kieran's gotta be the like figurehead.
I don't see why Keith would be bad at keeping tallies and tracks of things when.
Yeah.
He's a bartender.
Yeah.
He's a bartender.
Keeping tabs and keeping tracks of numbers is part of the job.
But I'm not good at, like...
Well, now's the time to get good.
Alright.
This is your shtick, man. You gotta stick to your shtick. You can't just back out now.
It's time for you to get good, as the Koreans would say.
Oh god.
It's okay.
Above
We'll,
table, Keith is more concerned about the fact that his current reputation is to be a complete and utter weirdo in this in the whole
yeah,
town.
and what bookie in real life is not a weirdo?
That's the point.
Okay. That
Yeah!
is a different point.
Just
Alright.
gonna say that what bookie isn't weird, and it's okay. You can draft Kieran to do something else because of somebody's comment last time. There's now a stand that sells fresh French fries to everybody, and somebody needs to do that. So there you go, Kieran. You sell French fries.
Okay, then.
Yep. Alright, so you guys decided to beat up the Goliaths. So, their names are Mean and Mode.
Mean and Mode.
Mean and Mode.
Do they have a sister called Average?
Oh god.
No. I was gonna say median.
Yeah, Median's also an average.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Mean and Mode. You guys are gonna fight them. And I even prepped something for you. Give me a sec.
There's a storm. Yeah. The window's not that
Oh
open.
yes,
It
the
should
new
be
map
okay.
change. Oh yes. Wait, where am I? Oh yeah, I'm not with them.
Yeah. So hopefully storm doesn't knock out power or anything.
There's a storm going on at your place?
Yep.
Oh.
We have a sunny day.
Beautiful down here.
Remember,
Yeah,
I'm in Ottawa.
Half sunny. It's getting cloudy here. It was sunny.
Sunny and cloudy in Toronto right now. Well, Scarborough, actually.
I'm actually just, it's getting closer. I'm going to just close my window real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, so the night of the fight arrives. Mean and Mode are brought into the arena and placed there. They're handed their weapons.
Ooh, nice arena.
And you notice that Mean has 2 long swords. And Mode.
back.
Has just 1 long sword.
Bum 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 bum.
What's going on?
Star Trek, right?
Yep.
Yes, that is.
Nice.
Yeah. So you notice.
300 Quatloos on the newcomers.
So you notice that the stands are mostly empty. You guys are a little bit of an unknown, and this is a new location.
Yeah, we're
But there are still people.
doing
Who are,
exhibition bouts.
well, there are still people who are eager for the fight pits to return. They have been down for quite a while since a certain somebody died. And so some people, yeah, right. He died from mysterious circumstances, and now, yes, and so now people are waiting and excited for this. So you've got a decent crowd. They're a surprising line. Almost more people interested in the fries than the betting. Oddly enough, somebody spread the word that there was some greasy food that you could eat with your hands while you watch some people beat each other's face in.
Nice.
Apparently, they really like that.
Well, let's try to make it entertaining.
Yeah. As for Keith and his betting stand, quite a few people come to take bets with the house.
All right.
You guys kind of get to set the odds a little bit here.
We're going to put the favor to the whatchamacallit? To Mean and Mode, as they are the more known pair of.
Alright, but I'm gonna need you guys to decide and give me very specific odds, because I'm gonna roll a dice to see how many people are interested based on what you decide.
I don't know how odds work.
Basically, percentage of who's more likely to win.
So out of a fight of 1, 2, 3.
I like how your response to somebody who doesn't know how to how odds work is to use the word percentage.
Just give him like 3 to 1 odds.
I was going to say that as well, 3 to 1 odds. That's a very comfortable number for a favor. It's enough that people think it's a sure bet, but not enough so that when they lose, they're like, oh, well, that could have never actually happened. They must have cheated.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fair. 3 to 1 sounds good.
Alright, 3 to 1 it is. Roll a couple of dice here. Alright. Anyway, alrighty. As for the fight, I already popped the turn order box, so those, Cadence and Jewel, you're in the fight. Roll initiative.
Alright, girls. Here's the plan.
Oh!
Looks like you're about to
damn.
lose before you
First.
turn it around.
Yeah, see, this is where the tipsy sways and such are going to come in handy.
Those are nice initiatives, girls.
I don't think you put mine in.
Oh, it didn't put yours in. Hang on, I got it. Well, you guys go first. You lucky ducks, you.
So.
Jules
Make-
just watching Cadence.
Cadence is... She's going to lean into the Drunken Master on this one.
Nice.
She is going to... Because she has all the movement. She's going to sort of slowly approach the middle of the ring, but tottering and a little off balance.
Did you want to have a wineskin just to complete the facade?
Slaves aren't allowed to drink.
Yeah, no, she's not allowed to drink. But it's enough to make people wonder, like, what? Yeah, so Cadence is gonna, like, sort of zigzag towards the middle-ish. She's not actually going to engage yet. She's going to hit roughly middle, and then she's going to take a stance, and I'm actually going to use, what is it? Sorry, I gotta look at... It's been a while since I looked at my sheet. Patient defense.
Alright then.
Good choice.
Patient defense allows me dodge action on my bonus, etc., etc. Basically, I impose disadvantage on any attack for my next.
Alrighty then.
But I'm
Jewel will
like a little shaky, a little like, oh, am I too afraid? Am I timid?
But you can see these guys look like they're taking you seriously, despite the fact that you don't have weapons.
I want to roll. I want to roll a performance.
Oh, alright then.
This isn't for them. It's for the audience.
Oh,
Oh,
the I was about to say the audience is buying it.
you.
Well,
Did you
Roll
want
20.
luck for this?
No, I'd rather save luck for when swords are actually coming at me. And also, I don't have luck. So someone else would have to spend it.
Jewel is wearing
Okay, I'm a bad actor.
is wearing the pirate hat her sister made of the other guy's hat.
Yep.
The feather, the buds of blue feather.
Yeah, the show-offy hat.
The
Yeah.
show off hat. But she's gonna be putting her hands together, like her fingers, just over and over again, kind of and clapping, but not clapping, just fingers. Kind of that insecure. Trying to put on that same show she put on before, and it has got the timid body language, and is just going to slink up to Cadence's side and kind of look around at the audience and not be, and then, action dodge, and that's it.
Alright, you guys have both taken the dodge action now.
I love that the cats are hamming it up.
Well, these guys are all business. Mean goes first, and he walks up next to Jewel. And, and he says, should have brought a weapon. And he attacks you. Let me just give him the disadvantage that he has.
When he says that, she'll be just motion the who, me, but doesn't speak.
13, 16.
Hang on, sorry, he's got a third attack.
Fighters, they could be a chainsaw.
They can be a chainsaw.
And Jewel just is ooh, me, holding her hands to her throat, not throat, but just below her collarbone, and then as he's swinging, just whew, whew, just sidestepping. Like one of those spaghetti noodles at a car salesman place.
I do not know that reference.
Inflatable arm flailing, flopping two men.
And now he's using his bonus action. He's now using his bonus action to whack you with his second sword.
To swing at me.
Yep. And by the way, he does have this. Hang on, just so you know, he has dual wielder.
Yep.
He does. Still has disadvantage though because of dodge.
When he finishes his turn, Jewel's gonna pretend to look like she tripped on the last one, and then she's gonna look at him scared, and then using at the end of his turn, Jewel hides behind Cadence.
Alright. Well, this guy goes to stand next to his brother and tries to Mode tries to go for Cadence.
Oh, this could be bad for him. He has put himself in a very dangerous position. Or at least his brother. Remember, I can redirect strikes.
I suppose you can. I just toggle the disadvantage because you dodged as well. And 1 and 2.
Okay, the 22 actually hits.
Well, here's the first thing that's going to happen when he hits you with this first attack. He's actually using a superiority dice, for he is a battle master, to use maneuvering strike to maneuver his brother to stand next to him over here.
Oh, that doesn't help.
It helps him.
It helps him.
You'd think that. So I'm going to spend one key point to redirect that.
All right. Well, there's the attack you do take.
So yeah, Cadence gets
Yeah.
Guess what?
and then redirect, and she's going to redirect one of those strikes. They're both 12s, so what do I have to... Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually had to do the complicated monk stuff.
Feels good.
Should feel good. Shake off that rust and show us some monk shit.
Redirect attack. Alright, when a creature misses melee attack roll, you can spend one key point as a reaction to cause that attack to hit one creature of your choice other than the attacker that you can see within 5 feet. Yeah, so he's literally put himself right in target range. So I'm going to spend a key point and my reaction to make him hit his brother.
Which he does.
Hey, what'd you do that for?
Definitely putting a little bit of a flourish on that.
Oh my.
Like this is not like Jules' sort of oops kind of dodge. This is very much because I know how badly I rolled. I'm dropping the act, and I'm just pulling the fancy moves.
Love it.
You know, Sakuga fight, if you know what that means.
Yep.
Oh god.
This is where the budget went. Which, completely unrelated, I did not expect to see a fight like that in Owl House of all things.
Well,
but god damn, was it pretty.
Okay. Well, I think mode is done now.
Mode.
So it's Cadence.
My turn.
And this is how monks dominate a one-on-one battlefield.
So, going to what are my options? I'm just gonna Daka.
Daka.
I am going to go with bludgeoning as opposed to the slashing. Because I don't want to actually kill these people. Daka. That wasn't a good roll.
That is... Wait, which one are you attacking?
I'm talking guy right in front of me.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
And his brother strikes you with his reaction because he has Sentinel.
Oh.
Does he hit?
Let's find out.
Okay, yeah, that hit.
Hit.
Yes, would be where a luck point would come.
Okay, we need to split these guys up.
No, this. If you want, we can fight. I was just not fighting.
You should totally fight.
I was planning on doing that on my turn, and it gives Cadence advantage. I
Well,
didn't want.
that was one.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I still have more.
I'm
Doc,
not surprised at all. That is enough to hit.
Are these guys armored?
They are armored.
And here's me just in. Well, I wouldn't be wearing like the fancy. Like I'm not wearing my my slave Leia kind of outfit.
I didn't think you were.
Although she can fight in it.
Yes, you can, and it has resistance to piercing.
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
You know what? 2 more. Oh.
Yeah, the
1 more
18 is a
hit.
miss, but the 28's a hit.
And because that's. And also because I have all the movement.
No. No, Cadence, don't move. I can't get advantage now.
We need to split them up.
We really just need them to stay there. Can you not move? I know that's metagaming and above the table, but...
DM?
It's fine if you wanna.
Alright, fine. We'll murder sandwich these guys.
Yeah, murder sandwich is where I work best.
I will then stay put. Actually, you know what?
I was just going to jump onto the
Well,
other
now
side.
you don't have to.
Well, I guess then I will just walk forward on my team, on my turn, and I'm going to let a roaring hiss. I was going to inspect Cadence's arm and then get angry and roar and hiss, but she kind of moved away, so...
No worries.
Yeah.
Just a little blood.
Bonus action rage, and I'm just gonna walk up and I'm gonna punch him in the gut.
All right then.
And that's 1 damage, advantage plus sneak attack because murder sandwich.
Actually, that would be a D4 because you have claws, unless you're not using them.
Yeah, I don't want to use my claws. That's what I'm saying.
All right, 1 damage it is.
1 damage, but the sneak attack and the force.
Yeah. Well, assuming you land your hit,
Claws, it'll just be the
which
1.
you do.
So I'm just gonna walk out. I'm gonna punch him, and it's only 1 instead of that 4. The 4 is a 2, so turn that into a 1. So -1. 25 damage.
Damn.
That's one hell of a gut punch.
Right?
And he's using his reaction to use his stone's endurance and reduce the damage.
Yeah, Goliaths.
They
By
are
6.
they are tanks.
Oh, 6 plus his con. So let's see. What's his con mod? It's another. So 10 damage. He reduces it by 10. So he only takes 15.
I'll look at them both in the eye, and I'll use my free action to taunt them by motioning my hands to both of them.
That's bludgeoning, piercing, and bludgeoning.
That's the end of my turn. I don't know.
Alright then. Okay, let's see. Now we're at mean. So. And he is going to. Attempt to attack you.
Perfect.
I'll use this.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. 1 attack. 2 attacks. And 3.
Oof.
I mean, anything above a 20 hits me.
Okay. And he's also going to use a couple of these things. He's going to first do...
That's going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's using this on you. And that will be a D10, whatever's on the D10 that I roll. Hang on, 1D10. What? Didn't it work? 1D10. Yeah. All right.
So you'll get a straight roll.
Yeah. And then yeah, and his second one he's using this. You must make a wisdom saving throw or have a disadvantage on attacks against anyone else.
I don't have advantage.
Then that would be a failure. Alright, and now to roll his damage. Doo-doo.
And is it slashing? Okay.
So you're taking half.
Yeah, these guys are, there's nothing magical or anything going on here. This is just straight slashing damage.
Whatever the highest damage is, I will... Do I have to use my reaction to uncanny dodge?
Yes,
yeah,
you do.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, then. You take 17 damage.
Halved, because...
That is half. It's 34, cut in half of 17. He used Great Weapon Master, and he landed 2 hits.
That's fine. It's fine.
And now... Yeah, and now he's going to use Action Surge and turn around and attack Cadence.
Sentinel.
Yep, I had a feeling that was going to happen.
2 can play that game.
I'm not surprised, yes.
Jesus!
Minus, so it's only 1 damage on the D4, so that's only 2. Oh, come on, roll. Why didn't it roll?
It's against him, right?
Whoa.
It's against this one right here.
So it's not an advantage.
It's not an advantage. You're not flanking him.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's Mean right here that's attacking. He's not flanked.
Oh, I thought it was the guy in front of me. Whatever.
Nope.
No, he goes second.
I can't see their names. Like, they're just 2 of the same tokens. So I don't know who's who.
There you go.
Our name tags are covering up the guy that is in front of me, so...
Let me do this.
Whatever. So it's not advantage then. So it's 22 and a 6, so 28.
Yep. Which he takes.
Still a good hit.
Still a very good hit. And now he's using his attacks on Cadence.
Well, the 10 doesn't hit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to remember to remove the 5.
Oh, yeah,
from the roll,
no, okay,
so
yeah, then none of them hit.
17 and
DM, I want to actually give you a superiority die to let my ally that in my turn, move up to 15 feet or half their movement without provoking an attack of opportunity away from this guy that's attacking her.
That's not your turn, though.
No, it's combat maneuvers. When I hit somebody, I get to do that.
That's actually true. That maneuvering dice is 100% when you hit somebody. It's
yeah, but
true.
he missed anyways, so why?
23?
23 minus 5.
Minus 5.
It doesn't matter. I have to choose that before anyways, right? So I don't know where we're going.
Yes. In which case, if you've moved her out of the way, the other 2 attacks will come to you, but I believe they still miss you anyway. So all the attacks are a miss regardless, but Cadence, you are able to move if you wish.
I'm not moving.
Oh.
I'm up because after this guy, I'm up next.
Yeah, but you can just move back. You just move outside the attack range.
Yep.
That's all
I
you gotta
think
do.
he's trying.
He's probably going to move in response.
Oh no, he's not. He's standing next to his brother.
These two are doing the
They are.
back-to-back kind of deal.
Yes.
I tried.
No, this is how they fight.
I
Side
tried
by
to make
side.
it look cool.
Alrighty, so if the brother turns mode, and he, seeing as Jules now the only one within range of his longsword, Jules is taking the attacks.
Yep.
Well, that won't hit.
One of them will, but and he is as well going to be using goading attack on you. Wisdom save.
So now I can attack both of them?
Different.
And now you have disadvantage on attacks against both of them if you fail this. Which you did not. You succeeded.
It says if I attack anything other than the one that's goading me.
Yeah, and both of them tried to goad you at once.
If they both goad me, then I can attack both of them.
With disadvantage. They're stacking it. Well, they tried to stack it, which they failed.
You can't. If it's towards the one, then I have to attack. If I attack his brother,
You have
then
disadvantage.
I
But
have
they both
disadvantage.
goaded you. They were both trying
Right.
to goad you.
So now I can attack each of them, either one of them, and not be at disadvantage.
Wrong. The effects stack, assuming you failed to save, which you didn't.
I don't see it. You're gonna have to explain that to me later.
Alrighty. Anyway, you made the save. You only
Yeah.
have disadvantage on attacking mode.
It doesn't matter. The disadvantage or advantage doesn't even matter.
Anyway,
It's
so,
my turn to give Cadence advantage.
yeah, so you take 7 damage, but he is going to action surge and try to hit you 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. And those all miss.
surges do these guys have?
1. They each have 1.
Yeah. One per every 8 hours.
Yeah, I take
And
that
they've
one.
just burned them.
And they sure did. And Jewel takes 5 more damage. Alright, and they're done.
Also, one's already burned Stone's endurance.
That is true. And they've both already used multiple superiority dice. They don't
So,
have.
my turn?
Yes, yes, it is.
Hi.
I knew you were gonna say it. That's what you always say, but it gets me every time.
It's like I have a catchphrase or something. Completely unintentional, actually, but
Well, sometimes that's how it goes. Anyway, so what do you do?
Adaka.
Oh, well, those both hit.
I'm pretty sure that is monk for fuck 'em.
All right, so which one are you hitting, just to make sure I know which one? Okay, yeah,
because he's the one I have advantage on.
that's true. Alrighty,
He's also the one I hit earlier.
that's true. So that was a sucky crit with 2 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I dock him more,
You know.
or I think we gotta drag this out. I could try to dock him more, but I'm gonna patient defense.
Alright.
So now
Well-
they have disadvantage on attacks against
Alright,
me.
well, Mean will try to strike you with his reaction with Sentinel. See. Nope!
Definitely not.
Yeah, big miss.
And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna redirect that into his brother. Ha
And
Okay. Now let me just roll the damage on that. His brother is now bleeding.
Hi ho, there's fuckery about.
how's the audience taking to this fight?
There's some people who look like they're a little worried about their bets now.
Also, because I believe,
Too late.
do
I
I
just walked in.
know that Jewel has disadvantage against this guy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You know that the one taunted her pretty rudely with a middle finger.
So there's that. You know that douchebag gave your sister.
Do I know that Jewel is likely to? Although if I keep standing here, then it's just a straight roll.
That is true.
What do you need?
Andy burned his reaction, so.
Well, this guy burned his reaction right here.
Yeah.
Mean did. Mode didn't, but Mean did.
Yeah.
So it's this guy that I have.
You have
attack normally.
Yeah. This guy you can attack normally. This guy.
This is the one that goaded me.
Yes, he is. Mean is the one that goaded you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give him his comeuppance on his turn. On my turn.
Well, that would be now.
I think that's now.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say that because I'm moving like this. Is that kind of the murder sandwich, or do I have to go like there to get the murder sandwich?
I'll give it to you if one space down. I'll give it to you there. Yeah.
And of course, roar, hiss, spit in his face, and punch him in the gut. I'm just going to go for the body blows.
That would be a miss.
I'm going to use luck on that one.
Alrighty.
If someone's going to taunt me, I need to show them up.
That is a hit.
You see,
And
I just tease her.
Just add that up.
They're still good.
That's 42 damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The advantage makes all the difference.
He's now bleeding as well, by the way.
I bet you broke his ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see he grunts a little bit when you land that blow on him. And the crowd is there's a bunch of people they've kind of gotten really quiet as they're watching.
Because I bet all their hair just moved.
Yeah, and at least a couple of them look towards the betting booth every once in a while with like, well, shit.
Free action.
Why am I getting a phone call?
I'm going to point my two fingers to my eyes and point to the one that I didn't attack.
Yeah, and as you do that, you realize he's using his reaction and Sentinel to try and strike you for hitting his brother so hard.
Whoa. That's, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I kind of feel like he deserves a vindication. I could lock it and, take that from him, but
What is with the 20?
a good show. It's a good show. I'm not lucking it, by the way.
Alright, you take 9 damage.
That's really
Ow.
poor guy. He's got one of those small weens.
Alrighty. So I believe if that was your turn, then it is Amin's turn now.
The guy I just whacked.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, you can see a bruise on his ribs. Yeah.
42 damage in one punch is nothing to sneeze at.
Just gotta know where to put it.
Yeah, and he is now officially
5 pounds of pressure on those floating ribs.
Yeah, and now he's officially very much focused on you, and you can see he actually drops one of his 2 swords.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Two-handed style.
He is going two-handed style. And he's putting all his might behind his thing, and he misses every strike.
He's got to get above a 20, unfortunately.
He does. He did not, but he tried. You could see he's getting a little angry, a little distracted.
This guy's a win.
See, they keep trying to get all that bonus damage.
Can I prove his nose when he's done?
Sure,
You allow
can
me to boop his nose when he's done attacking?
I will allow you to boop his nose.
I boop his nose.
You
And
boop
give
his
him a
nose, and you see his brother trying to whack you now. Nope.
Can I boop his nose?
Sure.
I boop his nose.
Yeah. Don't forget, these are Goliaths, so they tower above you. Jules, like, standing on tippy toes and jumping slightly to boop them on the nose.
Awesome.
Yeah, alright, so that's them, so Cadence.
So, do I still have advantage on this bloke here?
Let's see. I guess where you're sitting, you have advantage on both of them, yeah.
No, they haven't taunted me, so,
No, they haven't been able to land the hits on you to use the thing. They have to hit you to use it. These guys mostly have maneuvers that require them to hit somebody, and they're not having the greatest luck with that.
Well, they're giving themselves -5 right now. They don't have to do that, right?
Well, one of them is.
Yeah, he's being greedy.
He is. Let's see. Which one are you attacking?
I'm hitting the lower one.
Then that would be a miss.
Yeah. The other one you definitely hit, though.
A 30 is very much a hit.
I bet.
Yep.
They seem really focused on Jewel right now. I'm gonna risk it.
Yeah, do it.
Daga.
Those are hits.
Nice.
He's now severely bleeding.
Yep, and he has no stones endurance because he already burned it.
That is correct.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So, Jewel.
I have disadvantage on this guy, right?
On mode, you have disadvantage. Yes.
So I want to move back. Can I do like a cartwheel over him? Like, kind of just do something athletic-y over him?
This guy you have.
Like jump off onto his shoulders and spring off?
Alright, let me go. You have this. The one on the bottom is where you have disadvantage.
On attacks.
Yeah, on attacks. So where are you trying to move to?
Moving through his space, and while kind of like handspringing off his shoulders, and I want to make it look like I'm giving him an attack, but instead I want to sleight of hand him the goods.
Oh.
See, I was gonna beat them until unconscious.
Right, but I'm making this kind of look like the kind of thing that we did last time, where we're putting on a show here and sleight of handing him the goods to knock him out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll your sleight of hand if you're trying to shove that in his mouth.
Do I roll athletics as 2 to do the fancy maneuver?
Nah, it's fine.
You're a cat.
Yeah, you're fine.
Athletics is my thing, but...
I would say if these guys were in maybe better shape, I might require it, but these guys, especially that one, he's really hurt. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give him a dex save, but I'm not going to lie.
So if it works, can I, like, say what I want to do?
Yes, we'll see. However, he is going to use Indomitable if he fails, which he did. So he's going to use Indomitable and roll it again. He still failed.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, kind of do that whole girl cat thing on, you know, the handspring up onto his shoulders, and then, like, Sonya Blade. So I'm going to, like, okay, so first I'm going to put the sleight of hand while my hands are right there by his head and get it into his mouth when it's open. And then I'm going to plop down on his shoulders like Sonya Blade and try to do like that whole neck crack thing. with my legs.
Oh, like how she does it with Kato and then the Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know what he's talking about, yeah. Alright, yeah, absolutely. And Mode drops like a stone.
And it's been a while since he's had his back cracked like that, too.
Yeah.
And I'll be on, and because of the way I wanted to do it, can I be prone now?
Sure.
On the ground?
Absolutely,
And
you can.
just look at his brother.
Well, seeing as you are prone, his brother is also really, really pissed because he thinks you just killed his brother.
Yes.
You're about to get really badly hurt.
I'm
Yeah.
about to get brutally raped.
He has advantage on his melee attacks that he's about to make against you.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, that first one's a miss. Second one's a miss, just barely. But the third one is a hit.
He got me.
For 11 damage.
You got me, partner.
But he does use a maneuvering dice to... Or, sorry, not a maneuvering dice, a superiority dice to... Let's see what he's gonna do.
11 damage in exchange for a fatality is not.
It's all about the show.
Oh no, he already hit with, no, I guess, no, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh no, that one doesn't work. Nope, he's not gonna do anything. I take it back, because the other ones all require his brother being there, and his brother's not there anymore. He's already goaded you, so... Yeah, nope.
Well, technically, we're still there.
No, but his... He has multiple superiority die that allow his brother to do something, and his brother is not there anymore.
His brother's not doing anything.
You know what they say? Fuck him.
So he's, yeah, he's done. So, Cadence.
Hi. My name's Cadence. I'll be introducing you to Death today. So
He doesn't
Your
look
name
like
is
he's
screwed.
registering anything you say. He's just, you can see he's just like in a seething rage, focused entirely on Jewel, completely ignoring you.
yeah, that's a mistake. So
Kick him in the stones.
no, I have an idea.
For a Goliath, that's what it's called.
Seeing, I guess we're doing that thing. Cadence is going to try and do her slipping of the poison vial or sleep pill, and she's going to do it by that palm heel strike to the face kind of deal. She's going to try and hide that as part of that.
Alright.
I
Is this you need sleight of hand?
Yes, it is.
Oh, not advantage, sorry. Oof.
Do you have luck?
I do not.
I will give her one of my lucks.
Okay.
That's better.
That's a lot better. Here's his save against it, and he will use to try and cast it. But I am going to also give him a con save to try and shrug this off for one round, because he's not severely bleeding, and he's really, really angry.
Yeah, I like it.
Uh-huh.
So. Nope, but he's going to use his second, because he now has 2 Indomitables, because he's level 13. He's going to try to make this pass. And he does! He shrugs it off for one round.
That's awesome.
Alright, so I have to beat him some more.
You do have to beat him
now
some
that
more.
is my action, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's what I was afraid of. So I do not get to Daka more.
Alright, well, it is Jules' turn.
Well, no. First I'm going to patient defense to just...
Yeah.
In case he gets another turn.
How's he gonna use those key points? points for.
Well, yeah. Alright, patient defense. You now have taken the dodge action. Alright, Jewel, you're prone. This guy, you saw, maybe you didn't see with that sleight of hand, but you're pretty confident that he just got something thrown in his mouth, but he shrugged it off for a round.
I call it the Miracle Max pill, because it's like the pill from Princess Bride, but...
Yeah, it's like reverse, yeah.
Only mostly dead. Mostly dead, slightly alive.
Yeah, well, he's shrugging it off
Big difference
hardcore.
between mostly dead and all dead. All dead is really only one thing you can do. Go to his pockets for loose change.
Alright, so what do? You got this guy standing over you with his sword in hand.
She's going to stand up from prone. She's going to look him in the eye. Maintain her rage, using a bonus action to rage, because she's not going to attack. And instead, she's just going to look him in the eye to let him do an attack on her. And she's not going to dodge it.
Right then. And that's exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna try.
I'm allowing it to hit. He doesn't need to roll to hit.
Oh.
He lands it.
Alright then. He lands one hit. He takes 7 damage and then he passes out.
So doing the whole Zorro thing.
Yeah. He does. He collapses.
His sword, taking it from him as he falls back.
Yeah, he slashes your arm and then kinda the sword falls from his hand and he just falls forward, face first.
Should maybe have hit him once more before. That way it would have looked. Hopefully, there's no one's questioning it.
Right now, the entire audience is in shock as 2 unarmed people just beat 2 armed people to death with their bare hands. Yeah, they all bet against that.
I am going to place... I'm going to offer each of them a prayer. Kneeling down beside each one before they're taken out. I'm sorry it came to this, whispering to them. But you are now free. I hope you will see that when you wake.
Yeah. Well, the cow is led by one of the staff of the place into the arena where they have a stretcher attached to the back and they just pile the 2 guys on it and send it out the exit.
I love how this has somehow become a tradition.
Yeah, I love that the cow is... Yes.
Bring the death cow!
Death cow!
Yes. So the death cow takes them out. And the entire audience, they're cheering from the few people who bet on you guys, because they just, yeah.
They made bank.
They made bank.
But...
Well, the house always wins.
The house always wins, but everyone else who took those odds of assuming you were going to lose, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna... Those odds are gonna change next time.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of thing that gets people talking.
It sure is. You've definitely gotten a lot of attention. You can see people already talking about it.
That's why exhibition fights.
Jewel is going to stand next to Cadence and let the rage drop, so her pupils return to regular size and not just black eyes. And she's going to give Cadence a smile.
Cadence, like, her usual impulse would be to, like, you know, the handed fist bow kind of deal, but she's resisting. A skilled fighter would recognize that she was definitely doing some monk shit. But she doesn't want to, like, make it obvious.
And by the way, you guys noticed, because you made a point of saying and inviting her, the princess is currently in a dark corner up on the ceiling, watching you clapping very lightly.
She stayed awake the whole time.
No, she's not drawing attention.
Well, that's the idea. It's to...
She's not dumb. She knows what these humans are about.
And now I'm going to start wiping the blood off my face.
Yeah, there is some blood on your face. Yeah.
And only now does Cadence look down like, oh, I'm bleeding.
Oh, I'm bleeding.
Oh, hey, that's a thing.
That happened.
That happens sometimes, I think.
Alright, and based on my dice earlier, let me just roll for exactly how much money you're gonna make from the house.
I'm also curious to know what these guys' reactions are going to be once they go through the system.
That's how much gold you make.
2,202.
That's, yeah.
Damn, we made back a good investment.
Gee, thought that there was money in this kind of thing.
And like someone said earlier, the house kind of always wins. Unless there's a crazy upset. But, that didn't happen.
Mind you,
I
the
mean, it
House of
did.
HUD is often more... Like, he's saying this in the back room and away from everybody else. The House of HUD is a legitimate establishment. We don't deal with these things usually.
Anyway, so yeah, later
I should get more butts in the seats next time.
yes, and these guys, once night has fallen, are brought in by Spitz.
Excellent.
Oh shit, I just had a thought.
What's that?
I don't think we're going this route, but we could have. We could have gone the whole gladiator route.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, like
I think we can still go about that route.
Have a massively popular people's hero gladiator that the emperor has to fight one-on-one. Only this time we cheat.
I think we can still get away with that. There's no reason why we can't while the other team is working away at doing other things around him.
Well, we'll see. I wasn't...
But actually, speaking of the other group, we're gonna switch to them now, and we'll come back to you guys.
Okay. Time for manga reading.
So, you guys, you've got 2 days before your meeting at the back of the prison with all that money you're supposed to bring.
Uh-huh.
So what are you guys gonna do in the meantime?
We're planning a vacation to a tropical island. We're thinking specifically we're thinking destination wedding.
You take a look around and realize that technically this counts as a tropical island. Destination reached.
Nice try.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, the people here kind of suck.
Well, okay, the locals are fine. It's the people who moved in after who are kind of assholes.
So
everyone.
The humans.
Serious note.
So everyone.
Serious note. First question: is the house that we procured furnished?
It is not.
Wait, we procured a house on top of a warehouse. You're telling me the house has no furniture?
Yeah.
Why would it have furniture as a house? That sounds for sale. Not every house is furnished.
Well, it was for rent, so it was an important question. So we might want to do something about that. We're also going to want to take a good look, as close as we can anyway, at the president's homestead. Maybe he's that kind of selfish asshole that offers tours. I don't know. That would certainly make our lives easier.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, I only had a plan to get Anthos' mother. I have no plan for his father.
That may be a down the line thing because that's a supermax prison.
Yeah, and I don't think we could use the same excuse to ISO would draw too much attention.
Right.
No.
You think that?
Corbel
would
wants. Sorry, go ahead.
I would like to poke around in the slums and see what's going on in the city.
Yo, all right.
Okay.
Get the real dirt.
Well, yes, you easily find your way to the slums. They stand out. They're gross. And there are a lot of humans. There are no slaves, just humans everywhere, like crammed in there like sardines. They're all wearing rags. They're dirty. They look malnourished. There's a general malaise of sadness over the whole area. There's just not really, there's no stores, there's just people walking around or just sitting there on the ground.
Are there any Thieves Guild signs of any kind?
There are not.
Interesting. Well, time to go look around the rest of the city. Because,
Alright then. You realize, yeah, it's bad. And by the way, like, even the buildings, there are no windows in any of the buildings. Not that most of the buildings even had spots for windows anyway. Everything's made of just pure metal. Cold, dirty metal.
Yes, I shall leave before I get killed.
Yeah, you definitely stand out. You stand out because you're not wearing rags.
He's like, okay, turn around.
Although, Anthos does have the slave clothes that I made for him for when he's actually pretending to be an elf. He could wear those when he's in those places.
And die?
Well, it would certainly be better than, the very fancy silks that I have for you.
Alright, well, I guess you can meet up with the rest of the group.
Well, actually, no. I was waiting on everybody else to finish. Corbel is gonna try to track down Mr. Jones.
Ah, alright. Well, you were told that you need to go to the government office for that. So, again, like all the other government offices, not very hard to find.
And let me guess, it's staffed by somebody whose last name is none of your business.
Maybe.
Is there a hyphen in there somewhere?
Nope. No hyphens.
So we're gonna go to the government office. We're gonna find a dude.
When you go in,
point us towards the other dude.
Yeah, when you get in there, you find him asleep at his desk.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
And he points to a sign with a little clock on it, and it says "Closed for nap time."
Oh wow!
What's on the? Is there like a reverse sign? Like, is it like a sign with like two, like writing on both sides?
Yes.
I would like to sleight of hand reverse it.
All right, then.
I'm kind of proud right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about what the dice came up with.
It's the fact that he tried.
Right?
I'm so proud of him.
I'm looking that.
No.
That is the third time in a row that has happened.
The dice.
One more time and get the number of the beast.
Just to see.
So a demon instead.
The dice guys
Third
don't
time,
like
just
you.
to see.
And it summons Ealzaboot.
Anyway, he notices you fumble around with his sign, and he just like you can see he groans and he's like, ah, and he sits up and he's like, "Can't you see I was having a nap?"
On the job.
I'm sure There will be plenty of other time for naps, and it's not like I can't make it worth your while when Corbel's going to put a few coins on his desk.
He slides the coins into his pocket.
Looking for a fellow by the name of Jones, with regards to adamantine working.
He says, uh-huh.
What? Do you have information as to where I could find him?
He says, uh-huh.
Okay, give it. Okay, who's doing that?
He's just staring at you. And he's like, and then he hasn't realized, he's just like, oh, you want that information.
Wow.
Oh, this is just an asshole.
Corbel's just going to keep staring at him.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like, he groans again. He's like, and you see him starting to rifle through stuff. And he's like, what was the name again?
Jones.
And then you see him sigh, and he just like, he gets up, and he's like, wait here. And he walks into the back. Then you hear his voice. Mostly you hear him groaning in the back. And then a few minutes later, he comes out front, and he says, all right, I'll see ya.
And Corbel will follow him.
Oh no, he sits back down on his desk. He gestures slightly to the door, and then he puts his head down on his desk.
Sounds about right.
Corbel will just walk through the door at this point.
And when you get back there, it's a mess. There are just papers everywhere, chunks of tools, just like what looks like some like half-eaten food scattered about. It's just an absolute pigsty.
Jeez.
And back there's a human with a pair of goggles, and he is absolutely filthy. He's covered in soot from nearly head to toe. His hair's like sticking out in all directions.
When he takes off his goggles, is that where his face is clean and it's the
Yes,
only clean
yes, that's exactly correct. And he does that when you walk in there.
Corbel will walk up to him, and then from a pouch produce a cigar and offer it to him.
And he immediately was like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, don't you dare light something like that in here. You want to die?
I wasn't aware this room was that flammable, but I was only offering it. You don't have to smoke it now.
Dumbass.
He does not take it, though.
Okay. I have a letter here of introduction from a fellow at one of the adamantine mines.
He just kind of sticks out his hand. He's like, all right, hand it over.
Corbel shall hand it over.
He opens the letter and he starts scanning it, and you can see he's looking at it like, really? All right. And then he's like, man, that guy just passing off his problems. He's like, that guy could have totally taught you more stuff.
I mean, I didn't want to impose. You know, he didn't. He seemed like a reasonable guy at the time.
And he says, I'll let you in on a secret. That guy's an asshole.
Oh, really? Is he now? Why? What's so bad about him?
He says, you and I both know what's bad about him. You've spoken with him.
I mean, you're right. He is an asshole. What am I saying?
There's one thing I can think of. What is that one thing? Oh, his disposition. What is it?
Yeah. Anyway, so this guy's just like, he's like, so you're here to learn more about this, huh?
Yes, sir.
And he says, why?
Well, I'm part of this new trading company that we've set up, and as we're a trading company, we're learning to basically find out everything we can about this company, this continent. It's rather famed for its adamantine, so being able to get first-hand information, I'm sure, would be a mutual beneficial arrangement in the long run.
But he says, but you also know it's a government secret and government run and controlled, so you can't trade in it.
Oh, I can't trade in it, but much as how the adamantine may be a government secret, the things related to it might not. Surely you have need of wood and other precious metals, no? I've seen some of these convoys. I imagine there's quite a lot of regular metal. There's wood on some of these weapons. All sorts of various commodities feed into this operation that aren't strictly adamantine.
He says, you are correct. We do import other resources.
So what better way for me to know what I can do for you than if I know a little bit more about you?
About the trade, not just him.
And he's going to say, fair enough. And he says, I'm guessing based on what this letter said, you know how we mine this stuff out now. And how we process it into ingots.
That is correct.
He says, I'm guessing now you're hoping to figure out how we work that metal. That's so hard.
Yeah, he told me that you only really have one shot at getting it into an ingot.
He says you got one shot at an ingot and you got one shot to work it afterwards. Otherwise, it's garbage.
What? Curious how you guys manage all your scrap then.
He says we don't have much scrap. That's only the best are allowed to work with it.
Well then, will you be showing me?
And he slides his goggles back down, and he says, all right. And then he points to, like, a pair of, like, really bulky, lame safety goggles. And he points at them, and he says, put those on.
I'm assuming there's also, like, a hard hat.
Nope.
Just the goggles, no hard hat. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a hard hat he puts on, but he doesn't have one for you.
You don't need a hard hat if you're not going into the areas that have it.
And then you can see he walks over to what looks like just solid wall, and he pushes on it, and it opens, and there's a door there. And he just walks through it.
Corbel's eyes will go big, and he'll follow after.
Yeah, it's a set of stairs going down. For quite a ways. And then it flattens out, and it just keeps going. It's just a tunnel, a really long tunnel, which takes over 20 minutes to walk through. And he doesn't say a single word during the entire time.
Oh, and Corbel can't make any small talk, you know. Tell me about you, how long you've been here.
And all your attempts at small talk result in just the most basic grunt from him. Or him at best saying, shh.
He's a real chatterbox, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And eventually after that...
Corbel naturally is.
So, after the full 20-minute walk, you exit the tunnel inside into an underground building that is... it's like the size is like the Toronto Convention Center. And inside, there are, hanging from the ceiling, what look like hammers that are the size of buildings.
So this is as big as Toronto Convention Center. Is it just as filled as sweaty people?
No. Well, I mean, there are some sweaty people, but there's not very many. And it is very hot in there, actually. Extremely hot.
That would make sense.
And you can see in this room, you can see you see exactly how they're working with it. So they've got a place where the raw ingots get brought in, and then they have a bunch of laborers, humans again, all humans, who move the heavy-ass ingots and set them on basically conveyor belts that get moved along. And as they get in there, they get dumped in lava, which they're then kept in for about 10 minutes before they're dragged out, at which point the ingots are now glowing. And then they're moved again on the conveyor belt and lifted up through machinery to in between some of these hammers, which then smash them over and over again until they're kind of more movable. And then they're moved from there to the hands of just a handful of people, who then begin working them with smaller hammers into a shape. And they have to. You see that they have to work really quickly because it cools pretty quick after. There's no there's no hesitation.
It sounds pretty assembly line.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, do you have specialized channels for different types of adamantine goods?
He says that's not how it really works. He says we get orders specifically from the government for very specific things, and that's what we make, and nothing else.
Oh, so the people at the line here are told ahead of time what they're required to make, so they must know how to make quite a lot of things. If it's the same people.
He says, well, we are masters. This is all we do.
That's one hell of a catalog cookbook on adamantine over the years. It's all special order.
Yup. And he says, and the government doesn't take kindly to mistakes and waste.
What happened to the last guy who made a mistake?
That's sodomized.
He just
Hey now.
He says he just kind of lifts his goggles up for a second and says he's not here anymore, and then he puts his goggles back on.
He's a statue somewhere.
You don't want to end up like old Larry there. Larry was the last one that made a mistake.
You can see the people actually working at the end of the assembly line. There's only a dozen of them.
So if we and then I'm assuming at the end of the assembly line there's like a place where they put all the finished goods?
Yeah, actually, the assembly line just leads through a small opening in the wall and just disappears.
Now, these special orders, does it come from the president only, or like who signed? How does it work?
He says we get orders from a couple places in the government, all the military.
So, the commander of the garrison at this town, for instance, could place an order?
He says yes.
Can you look at one of those orders? What that page looks like?
I don't suppose I could see like an archived version of an order.
He says, well, that would work if we didn't burn them when we were done.
So you have to keep everything a secret. I understand.
Yeah, you actually notice that they don't seem to have any paperwork in this area, and the guys just seem to be making stuff. And he says we have to keep track of exactly how many we've made, without writing anything down.
Oh, they're like drug dealers. Never fuck up the count.
Really?
Yes. Never fuck up the count.
The fuck? That's great. Fuck.
Okay, so does the commander just send like an aide to give you verbally the new order, or?
He says exactly.
I mean, that's really easy.
Yeah. All we need to do is get our hands on one of the orders before it goes in. Make sure it still gets
Impersonate
in.
the dude.
Okay, then. And then what's on the other side of that wall? And Corbel would point towards the wall there.
He says that's the storage for the goods until the government officials come and get them.
Okay, and the government officials, they, I'm assuming they have their own way in here, their own secret passage they go through?
He looks at you, and he looks around, and he's like, yeah, so keep that one. Actually, then he says, actually, keep everything you've seen here. Hush, hush, or you won't be here anymore.
Corbel will zip his lips.
Asking a lot of questions.
Right?
Sometimes people like to talk about what they do.
Now, is there anything that I could help you with in terms of stuff that you need that's not adamantine? And Corbel is sort of looking around the plant, seeing if he can't see something that might remind him of something that a trading business might be able to supply.
Doesn't look like they have much here other than all the machinery they're using, the conveyor belts, everything seems to be made out of adamantium, and the only other thing in there other than that is the giant pool of lava.
Yeah, I don't
Towels?
think
You guys want towels? A lot of sweaty men around here.
We do want that happy water.
Yeah, you do notice that you notice them drinking a lot of water. And you also notice the air is, again, really filled with dirt and soot and
Keep
grime.
his employees happy and hydrated.
Oh my god. And high like a fucking kite.
Oh my god, sell them a sports drink.
G Fuel.
I always wanted to try G Fuel,
That was
actually.
from the inside.
Yeah, so that you do notice them drinking absolutely tons of water.
They probably need a lot of salt too for the electrolytes.
You don't want to know what these guys eat.
Pickles, isn't it? It's always the pickles.
And then, okay. And then what? Oh, the people over here, what do they do under downtime?
He says, I don't know. We all have our own lives. We have homes.
Promoter fighting pit.
He says, but don't go distracting them while they're working.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Oh, this has been
Is this the
very
only
edifying.
they have? Because if it is, this is a crucial point of friction that you can exploit.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, he says, that's it. That concludes the tour. All right, let's go.
All right.
And while on the long 20-minute walk back, 4 separate times he reminds you not to talk about to anyone what you saw there, or you won't be there anymore.
But there was so much smoke I couldn't see anything.
He says, that's a good way to remember it.
Now he keeps saying back here anymore. Does that mean that even though he's kicking Corbel out saying that the tour's over, that he is to come back again?
I don't know, maybe he means here as in living.
That's what he means.
Or in this town.
Yeah. He means living when he says here anymore.
I see.
It's like how the Japanese, at least, used to have a culture of you never say someone's dead, you say that they're gone.
Yeah. And so, once you get back out to his office-y part in the back of the main office, he tells you, hopefully you got whatever it is you're looking for.
Sure. I need to think about it a few days, but I might have a proposal ready for you in a few days.
He says, alright, whatever. You can come back. And on your way out, you can send that idiot back in here.
Corbel will go up to that hit. Is he still sleeping?
Yes, he is.
See, this is too. Corbel, prove your worth and slip something onto him while he sleeps.
Oh,
I'm
come
looking
on.
that.
There we go.
Corbel would like to sneak up behind him.
Uh-huh.
And then get really close to his ear and say, "Oh my god, you're in trouble! You need to go talk to him right now!"
What the hell was that?
Yeah, you definitely peaked your mic a few times there.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Here's what happens.
Sorry.
That guy
That's
jolts
great.
up, panics, falls back. Out, his chair falls back, and he hits his head on the ground. And you can just see he's there going like, ah. And he says, "Why'd you do that?"
Why else, you bitch?
Well, because you're in trouble, you need to go back and talk to him right now.
What do you mean? Why I do that? I just thought it was the best way to get you awake and get you in that office real quickly. I didn't know how long you were going to take on your nap. And how important your nap is.
Yeah, and by the way, wait, while you're saying this, you hear laughter from the back room.
Yeah.
And then the guy slowly gets up and he's like rubbing the back of his head, and he just like he shambles out of into the back office, and as he's leaving, he's just like, "You suck."
What? He just leaves while Corbel's still there?
Yep.
That sucks. You suck.
You stink.
Corbel is just gonna like raise a hand and then do like the Veer Koda wave. And smile at him.
Well, he disappears through the doors into the back.
As he disappears through the doors in the back, Corbel might be taking a bit of an interest as to what sort of information is kept here. And specifically, based off the last time we were one of these offices, is there a hidden compartment of some kind?
I don't know. Let's find out. Roll investigation, and I'll tell you.
This is my last fucking lock point.
No.
Hey, at least you're rolling the dice.
Yeah. Right now, Fable in my head is all aflutter.
You do not find a secret compartment in his desk. You do, however, find paperwork on his desk. But it doesn't seem to have anything very important.
Okay. Corbel will leave, and if his tip was lying around from earlier, he'll take his tip back.
Oh, I said he slipped it into his pocket.
Okay, well then, forget it. Okay.
Alright then.
And Corbel will make it back to the three remaining people? Was it Shiva, Emo, Fable? Three of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And he will relay all that happened.
Well,
one thing he told you not to do.
Technically, that's true. But, so, we know what Anthos was doing when he was exploring the city, and we know what Corporal was doing. What are the other two up to while they're doing this?
Well...
Furniture shopping?
Sure.
Do they not have an escort? Because they're both technically
Yeah.
slaves.
Would you like to go first, Shiva?
Well, I was gonna say that once we got... have we gotten any paper? Or, like, paper writing tools?
I mean, I assume you have that already.
Okay.
Then I know what Shiva's doing.
Well, yeah, I'm immediately writing all the code, the 3/4 pages of that book that I read.
Ah, okay.
I'm right now picturing Mishka or whatever her name was from Full Metal, the librarian.
Henry?
Oh,
That was
Oh, I love her.
yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Alright, so we know what Shiva's doing.
We do. Real quick, Sunflower.
Oh, yes?
Since you remembered that code, do you remember exactly what the books look like?
I would remember, right, Louis?
Sure would.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So Fable is going to go on a bit of an errand run. Since she's a slave, she'll just write a permission slip to herself from herself. And, and I am going to collect the materials to make replication of those books.
Uh-huh.
As well as I am going to pick up some comfortable, modest, but nice clothing for a certain someone, since they're probably only going to have prison clothes when they come out. And I'm also going to procure furniture so that we have beds to sleep in, as well as any kind of, while I'm out and around town, I would like to look for any kind of sign that, how do I put this? That there's some way to get inside that house.
What you actually see is that house is surrounded by very, very large metal walls, and there are a lot of guards standing out front and patrolling those walls. It is heavily guarded. And you could even see, because I know your vision and everything is quite excellent, you see in fact, when you get close, you see up on different parts of that building, you see ballista that are on all sides of it.
Are they fighting dragons?
Well, we all know ballistas are only really accurate against dragons when the plot demands it.
Yeah.
And who seems to be the only ones coming and going?
You don't see a single person come or go from it.
Really? Interesting. Not even supplies.
Nope.
During my walks around town, of course, you know I will be listening and reading lips for any interesting local gossip or any kind of rumors or anything.
Oh, the thing people are talking right now is, seeing as you're in the wealthier parts, what they're worried about is the murders. And there's a whole lot of people who think that they are important enough to be targeted next.
Of course there are.
I'm gonna hang out there for a little bit and just relish in it. Anything else more local?
Let's see. I don't think so. That's really the big news that's going on. And that apparently there was not that long ago, the most recent hunting party that was sent sailing out to destroy a certain sea creature failed.
Oh, really? Did they say how?
Yeah, they didn't come back.
That's all we got?
That's all you got.
Well, that answers that question for Fable. She doesn't even need to wait to get back to the brothel then to find that news out. What about the shipment? Did it make it?
It did not, but that's not being talked.
That's not being talked about. Okay. Well, if I manage to get this done in a reasonable time.
Oh yeah, you made yourself notes from that.
I did.
You at this point you know how it operates. You show up with that note, you hand it to them, they're gonna just give you stuff.
Okay. If I manage to come back before the guys do, I'm going to go to my room and I'm going to take out the assassin spider. And I'm going to say, I think it's time for some introductions.
And the spider, once you pull it out, there's a note attached to the spider with instructions on how to properly use it. So when you want to call for them, just let the spider go. It'll come back to you with them.
I'm going to tell them. Can I write a note on the spider to go to?
You absolutely can.
Excellent. I'm going to give them the instruction that I would like to get introductions out of the way, and I look forward to working with them. But for them to come at when they feel safest. is not important enough for them to risk themselves in the middle of the day if they don't feel comfortable.
Oh, don't worry, they weren't going to do that.
Just making sure.
Yeah, no, they'll show up when they're able to safely. These are pros.
And then I will just make sure that Sunflower has got her code going, and that we've got some furniture, and we've got food, and we've got stuff ready for when we get our visitor.
All right then.
And that code if I get the time.
That you won't have time to do before everyone else shows back up.
All right.
How long does it take for me to like write down all the code that I memorized?
Well, considering you memorized 3/4 of a phone book-sized book, at least a few hours.
Okay.
That's all right. You can take your time. All we need is a few pages of that code, and then we need to start working on an alphabet index. That we can work on while you finish writing out what you have.
All right, sis.
All the older entries will likely have something to indicate that they are probably dead.
Well, I mean, I only had 3/4 of it, so I'm hoping I got like all the important information.
We will see.
Right?
Germans, create a code that nobody can crack. Germans, also end every message with Hail Hitler.
So, if anybody has anything else that they wanted to do over the course of the 2 days, I'm open to suggestions. Otherwise, I think I'm going to have to spend some time on this code cracking.
Would it be a good idea to try hawking random wares to, the military garrison here?
You can certainly try.
Go up, just set ourselves up like near the base and be like, hey, passing soldiers, hey, I got something your girlfriend might enjoy, that sort of thing.
The first person you do that
You young man, do you want to know how to please women?
Wait, hang on. I just want to know if you say it exactly like you just said you said it.
Yes.
All right. Well, the first person misinterprets it as you implying that you can satisfy their girlfriend and they can't, and he comes over to you and is like, "Hey."
Oops.
Yes, good sir.
And he's like, "I don't like what you're implying."
What do you mean? Take a look at this lovely necklace. Don't you think she would enjoy this type of gift?
And
it
then
can be yours for the incredibly low price of.
You realize he realized he didn't understand, and now he's all embarrassed.
Good,
men don't like to be embarrassed. They always play it off like, oh, yes, of course I knew that.
Oh, don't you not? So good.
And he's gonna finish his sentence now that he's realized he's like, I don't like that you're implying that I don't know a good gift when I see one.
Yeah.
Right you are. Right you are. You totally have the right eyes. What I bring is merely the opportunity.
And by the way, the group of guards he was with is laughing their ass off because they totally saw what just happened. And they watch him buy it from you, and then they're giving him a hard time when he runs off.
I'm so proud of my mate right now.
No, that was some expert social manipulation.
So Corval is going to be trying to do that over the next 2 days, just selling stuff to these guards to try to get a feel for anybody important in the garrison here. Figure out how their ranks work and see if he's able to sell anything important to somebody who looks important and maybe get a name.
what I will say is you do not see the same guard twice, and you don't see anything but the regular guards. Not once.
Well, that was a dead end.
And they are very tight-lipped if you try to push anything about their actual organization, their structure. They're tight-lipped completely.
It was an avenue that needed to be explored.
What about advertising entertainment? And then there's a new brothel.
I mean, good. I mean, we could totally have like in the stall, like pictures of services for available. It's just they'd have to be willing to take a week down to this place, or hey, if you want more of this type of stuff, come visit us at yonder place there.
Yeah, gambling and beautiful women and
or men, or men if that's your fancy. I'm not here to judge.
Yeah,
or men
or furries.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm sure.
Ah, yes, the three genders: male, female, furry.
Yes, the three genders.
And hey, if you're not into genders and you're just into races, we've got plenty of everything. You name it, we got it.
Racy races.
You see, guards are intrigued, but less intrigued when they realize it's kind of a little far away.
Yeah. Corbel, just think about how good of a vacation it'll make one day.
You definitely hear multiple guards mutter about how lucky the guys are who are posted in Steenberg, which is where that is. How lucky they are.
I feel like we need to have like a bulletin board where it posts up reviews of different brothels.
Oh boy.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there's people now begging for a transfer to Steinberg.
Or at least a nice seaside cabin vacation. Gotta spend those 2 weeks somewhere.
Assuming they get 2 weeks, which, who knows?
They don't.
Of course they don't.
They got dental though.
They've got dental.
Yeah, I mean they have dental, but dental as in like medieval dentistry. You go to the barber shop and
Yeah,
the barbers.
You all know what the level of medicine was that was in town before Kieran took over. That's the same shit they've got there. Like, the slightest hint of anything, and it's let's just remove that.
You know what?
Probably like the plier is going to use the pull-up.
Unstable. Corbel should have been also promoting better dental care.
No, jeez. Well, no, but better medicines is a good idea.
Better medicines.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can have a giant, like, postal card of, like, related services offered at South Central Company located in Steinberg.
You know what we could? Is we could take
this is our latest invention. It is called a toothbrush.
You think you can get razors sharp? How about razors as sharp that you can cut hair off your face?
Anyway, the 2 days passed with Corbel goofing around.
Hey, I'm working hard, excuse me.
You're right. You did do good work.
Just because
Anyway.
it didn't pan out doesn't mean it wasn't a good attempt.
Right? It needed to happen, because now we know.
Yep. And the 2 days pass, and it's the day of the fateful meeting behind the prison.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun.
And I guess the designated time.
Final countdown.
All right, you guys. Yeah, the final countdown happens, and it gets to the fated hour of midnight on that night, and you go to meet the guy behind the prison.
Alright. 2 things before that. Have my assassins showed up yet?
They have.
Okay. We can do that later.
We can.
2. Can I take an investigation roll to start working on cracking this code?
Absolutely, you can.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. Continue.
Okay.
I'm assuming I finished writing the whole thing after 2 days, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, good.
Though your hand cramps because that was a lot of writing.
Ow.
You know what? I'm gonna luck those because what else am I doing with my luck points those days?
I imagine Shiva probably has her entire bottom hand like covered in ink.
Yes. It was a lot of writing.
Well,
Sombra cleaned it
shit.
up with his tongue.
Sombra's not there.
Wait. What?
So scary.
What?
Yeah, Sombra's in the brothel.
No, I know that, but like, why'd you mention him licking ink off my hand? What?
Red's trying to make a sensual comment about your relationship.
It's ink, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not even edible ink. It's gross, okay?
Oh, it'd be okay if it was edible ink. anyway, we're gonna just skip over this weird conversation and
Yes, please.
lock on to that natural 20 investigation I see there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alright, you know what? I would like one more investigation roll.
You mean a single nat 20 wasn't good enough for you?
No.
No.
Well, if this is what you wish, then this is what I will do.
Well, alright, you crack it.
Nice.
How's that, Mr. Brian?
What was the key that everything ends with the words "Hail the Emperor"?
Sure, why not?
Resident Scroob.
I'm assuming it's a list of names.
It is a list of names.
Does it list how they died and how they are registered?
It lists if they're dead, it just says deceased. As for how they... It lists where they came from and how they were gotten.
So I'm gonna look for the section that's from Antos's home and ask and see if there's any familiar names.
Just his parents' names, but they are both in there.
No one else.
No names that you recognize.
Then I will show the book to Antos and see if there's any names he recognizes.
Yeah, there would be the occasional name that he would recognize of a lesser noble, someone who disappeared.
How many, give or take?
Probably a dozen or so.
Dozen. Okay. Are they all in the same part of the prison?
They are not.
So they are not all maximum security?
Oh no, they're maximum security, but the maximum security is broken up into a lot of different sections.
Cell block A, cell block B.
More like the things that have those prisoners working on.
So, how long do I think it's going to take to make a replica of each of these books?
You want to copy them now?
I want to make a believable copy. It needs to be believable for however long I need it. But if I was to take the materials I took, an imitation book
with different information in it.
With different information in it.
I see.
Like names transferred from one book to the other. How long would that take?
Couple days?
Well, it's the best plan I got so far.
Alright, now, to the fated meeting.
All right, I get my luck back.
Not that it's doing you a lot of great good today.
What are you talking about? It canceled out do not ones. That's value enough.
I think that it would be best if the two men went and got us, since they are human impersonators right now.
Yeah, and when you get back there, you see the guy, like, standing there, like, looking around, like, making sure he's not being watched or anything and doesn't get caught doing this.
I will also give the boys a cloak before they go.
I guess we'll casually try to walk towards where he is. in a very nonchalant way.
Yeah, and when you reach him, he just quietly says, "Give me the money."
And Corbel will get out the chest of currency that was promised to our helpful insider.
Uh-huh. What you see, he moves and puts, like, he moves to a different part of the alley and he kind of buries it under some trash that's there.
500,000 gold.
No, it was only 5,000.
5,000 gold.
But it's definitely not something you can carry in your hands.
No.
He's got to come back for it later.
Well, I mean, let's face it, if he was to take it all at once, he'd have to declare it to the IRS.
Anyway, so then he opens the door and he goes inside and he comes out a minute later with somebody with what they're wearing instead of like regular clothes. They're wearing basically, like brown sack that potato comes in. That's what she's wearing as clothing, and she has another one of those over her head.
That's why I gave him the cloak.
And he just pushes her towards you, and then he says, "Now go away."
Corbel will take another cloak and then put it around said person, and then I guess we'll be on our very merry but also very quiet way.
Anthos, are you here?
Yeah.
Can you at least verify, since you're there, that this is your mom before we walk away from this?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Perception or investigation?
No dice roll required. Takes the hood off her head.
Yeah, true.
You take the sack off her head, and what do you know? It's your mom.
Good.
And the guy's already slipping inside the prison and just like closing the door.
I keep forgetting there's no magic, so we don't have to worry about that.
So,
how does it play out?
Well, she's tearing up quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she's now embracing Anthos in a big ass hug.
Mm-hmm.
And and after she's hugged him for like a minute, she starts like looking him over and like checking him to make sure he's okay. Mom shit.
Not dead.
Wait, whose mom is this?
I don't think I've been injured that much in character, or Anthos at least. Not a while, at least.
Yeah.
Well, she's still looking you over. She hasn't seen you in a long time. And the last time she saw you was before a lot of bad stuff happened.
Oh, like some 50 plus years ago.
Exactly.
If that's like a weekend for an elf.
It's like a year.
I'm kidding.
It's more like a month.
I'm kidding.
Anthos is reacting to this.
He's no, I guess one for him. He's still him.
So
and
she's
he's like pretty normal.
Anyway, so she is
Anthos is the black sheep of the family.
Yep.
She's now looking around for Fable.
Corbel will be like, she's with us later. She's with us. We'll take you to her. Oh, by the way, Anthos, was he always like this?
I don't hear from the ex-necromancer.
Sorry, say that again.
Anthos, was he always like this? Not really emotive,
And he calls you
kind of a blank expression on his face all the time.
She says he's always been like that. So serious about everything.
Stoic would be the appropriate.
I mean,
word.
that's one word. That's not the word I would use. But...
That's not the word I would use either.
Yeah, it's not what she would use either.
Well, duck up is another one.
Well, at least that's not a good one either.
Oh boy.
Anal?
I mean, let's be honest. He's a perfect match for Mila. So that should tell you all you need to know.
Shut up, necromancer.
Hey, I'm willing to admit my flaws.
So am I.
His flaws don't include
necromancy.
No, you're right. Instead, your flaw is a total lack of personality. But hey, who am
Oh
I
my-
to complain?
Alright.
Yeah. Your personality is that your mother's a lich. We get it.
What is
Alright, guys. Alright, enough shots fired.
I leave you two alone for 15 minutes.
And you can see that she's just kind of like taking this all in, but she's mostly just like clinging to Anthos and giving him hugs.
Fable will be waiting back at the house with very simple but nice food. There will be a bath drawn, a nice warm bath, and clothes and shoes and some nice kind of simple but, elvish style jewelry and hair stuff for her to be able to make herself as comfortable as she wishes when she gets here.
Well, the first thing she does when she gets there is give you a huge hug and thank you. And then she goes to take a bath.
It was an utmost pleasure. And I will show her, when she goes to give me a hug, I will take one of my candies and I will place it in her hand and I will tell her, I promised, didn't I?
Yeah, some tears are running out of her eyes now, and she says you did promise.
I am a woman of my word.
And she
Now
says,
go clean up and I'll have some tea for you.
and she just thanks you, gives you another hug, and goes to take her bath.
It was wonderful to finally meet you in person, Miss Silroon.
And she says, the pleasure is really mine. And she's going to say, it looks like my son has finally made some friends that he can rely on.
Wait, Anthos has friends?
Now he does.
Wait,
I mean, I did before, too.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Okay, so she takes the bath. It takes like half an hour to take her bath, and then she comes out. She's dressed up in the clothes Fable got her. Simple. She hasn't really done anything particularly crazy.
How is her hair? Is her hair like? Does she need a haircut?
She has cleaned it up a bit, but she is letting it just kind of flow out straight.
Okay.
But yeah, she definitely cut some of it off.
Okay.
And she's gonna eat the candy, which she held off on for now, and then she sits down to eat the food, which, if you remember, they were forcing her to eat meat, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
So she's very glad not meat.
Yeah. Well, when she goes to eat, I will make sure that she has everything she needs. And I'd like to read her face to see how in shock she is right now.
Yeah, I don't even need a roll for this. You can tell she's kind of still... She's in, like, half shock for sure. That's like...
not the first time I've had to deal with people in this state.
Yeah.
So...
Like, she still can't quite believe that she's out of there. But you can see she's clearly still worried about her husband. She's worried about her son. She's worried about you guys and everything that's going on here. But there's also... She just looks very tired.
I'm going to step behind her And I'm going to start sectioning off her hair. And I'm going to tell her, Lyra, how are you feeling?
And her response is, I don't really know.
I want you to know that that's okay. And I want you to know that you can talk to me about whatever you need to talk about. And that none of it will ever be silly, and none of it will ever be too harsh. I will just listen. And I will start to just cut her hair a little bit, braid it back a little bit, kind of give it a little bit more so it's more comfortable and out of her face.
And then she's gonna quietly sit there for a minute, and then she's gonna start talking about what it was like inside that place and what she went through and how it was the worst thing she's ever experienced and how terrifying it was.
And I'll just listen and reassure her that she's not there anymore, and that she's around people that love her, and that she's safe, and that nothing will ever happen to her, and just make sure that she eats and make sure that she gets to bed and comfort her as best I can. I'll sing one of the only Elvish songs I know.
And you can actually see when you start singing, she actually starts to meditate, which, if you remember, was something they didn't let her do while she was in there.
Excellent. Yeah, there. I'm not going to force anyone to listen to me actually sing in Elvish.
I heard it sounded pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if anybody actually wants to hear it there. However, as soon as she gets to bed, then I will go check on Anthos and Corbel and Shiva and make sure that they're okay. Anthos even been around? Did he stick around?
Wait, oh, sorry, I was listening to the recording.
Oh.
I mean, I liked it. I mean, the 5 seconds I got to listen to, and then something happened, and I'm like, wait, what? But I liked it. I liked it.
You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anthos, are you sticking around when your mom's here, or are you doing other things?
I mean, like, what else is there to do?
Go be with your mom?
Wow.
What?
Like, I could go chill out there, but like, there's not a whole lot. I don't know what you guys want. I really don't.
I mean, yeah, if there's nothing much you can do, you could always just chill, like you said.
Like, I'm just gonna vibe and like chill.
Okay.
And relax. But like, I pretty much did everything I thought about doing.
Well,
so far.
then, as soon as I finish putting your mother to bed, I'm going to ask you what you think of the book's idea.
Passing the books out, or what's the thing?
No, what I intend to do is make 2 fake copybooks that are exactly identical to the original, except I'm going to take the dozen names that are familiar to you from the maximum security and code and move them over to the regular information so that when we go to buy more slaves, saying how much we liked this one, that those are just easily purchasable.
But aren't they in 2 separate areas of the prison?
They were able to give us access rather quickly to people from each, so they can't be that far away from each other. It's just that one was allowed to be sold, and the other we had to finagle a little bit just to get one.
Lenny, from what we saw, is that the case, or is it more like 2 separate areas?
It's definitely two separate areas, but what you said is not wrong.
So they're just
Prison
bad at
Break,
their job.
anyone?
Okay.
Prison Break?
No, we're not doing. It's so bad idea. That's such a bad idea.
No. Like one after the other shoe drops.
After we have magic, sure. Before then, no.
Like liberating the prison is probably going to be high on our list of things to do once the bigger problem is dealt with.
Yeah, the threat of dying permanently is gone. Or I guess not gone, just lesser.
Hey, you guys have that defibrillator.
Yeah, it'll work so well when 5 of us are dead.
Plus, I seem to remember there's at least a few shots of adrenaline too.
I don't know how much adrenaline can do when your heart's out of your chest.
Well, all right, you're right. Don't let them rip your heart out.
No, but I think it's a good idea.
Thank you. Well, I would very much appreciate your help with this.
Cracking the code, sure. Writing down the things, sure.
I was thinking she was also. I think she was also thinking sneaking it in there.
Yeah, that I can do too.
Somebody's going to have to switch them.
I mean, sure, yeah. It's not hard.
It should be Corbel. He's got the fastest hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, flawless idea, man.
10 out of 10 idea.
No, Corbel's the distraction.
So, I mean, makes sense to me. I find it distracting.
Yeah.
So I pretty much got this code figured out at this point.
You sure do.
Is all that's in this book names?
Yeah, it's just the prisoner list.
This is the only thing I can think of to get your friends and family out. If you like it, then we'll do it. But I don't want them to stay in there any longer than they have to. They are not doing well. I don't know if you noticed. Did you even use those scrolls that I gave you?
Totally didn't forget. Out of character. I totally didn't just forget.
Am I rolling insight on you, my dear?
I feel like you are.
You're welcome to roll insight on Athos.
She's pretty good at that.
I am.
Oh yay, plus 16.
Yeah, I forgot he's got really good deception.
I'm lucking it.
Fuck it, I'm looking this too.
Oh my god.
No! God damn it!
24.
You rolled your own insight.
Yeah?
You don't know your life.
Meanwhile, she was just
Cool.
looking at the two between two and was like, "What is happening?"
Is he there though? What the fuck is in the bottom of my cup?
Wow, that's an insanely good insight roll.
Well, Fable believes
I
him.
mean, he rolled 19. 18.
Fable's gonna say, then you know how bad he's doing.
Plus, you guys all just heard, again, firsthand account of how she was treated.
Yeah.
Forced to eat meat, not being allowed to meditate.
I mean, if you want to try to, like, buy them out with the way you're talking about, sure. But we can't just go break them out.
Well, obviously not. As much fun as that would be a short-term game, long-term loss.
I don't know if that would be fun, though, Fable. Because we don't have any magic.
Yeah, so I never had magic. I never needed it. That's never where my strength has come from. I am confident in my abilities.
So am I. I'm just not confident in the rest of our party's abilities without magic.
So the hard for
magic when you have a cadence.
True. That's a good point. Who needs magic when you just punch things harder?
You're
If you
right.
punch it
It's not
hard
like-
enough, it'll break.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not...
But I could just simply rip and tear things apart.
Rip and tear.
Yeah, well, hey, it's not like you need magic to be a cleric. It's not like I have an entire character sheet that's completely useless right now.
Is it ripping time?
Don't worry, I'll be playing sorcerer next time.
I mean,
Just
I
enjoying
have
Mark.
magic too that I can't use.
Too bad there's only like 9 episodes of that, but
Of what?
Anthos and Fable will roll her eyes. You don't have to worry about me starting a prison break because I need this place to be as low security as possible for when I rip that man's throat out. So, it's not in my best interest. However, since you seem to care, and since I, for some reason, care about you, I want to get your friends and family out of there before they suffer to death.
Yeah, I already said we could do the thing you said with the books
Okay.
and the buying them.
Making sure you're paying attention this time.
We just gotta go write them down and then swap them.
That's what she did.
And then we just gotta go swap them then.
Yep. All eyes turn to Corval.
no.
The distraction.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
wait,
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah, you're right. I can distract him. It's not like I need magic to do something like that.
Wonderful.
And then Corval's just gonna walk off.
Is it okay?
Oh. Mhm.
Come on, guys, we've been through it through and through. With or without magic.
I'll go see if he's okay. I'll be right back. And I'll just
Yeah,
go
we go
follow
with-
Corbel.
Actually,
I can assure you he's not.
well, Fable, why don't you go?
Anyways, we can move on.
Let's go.
Alright. Wait. Oh, let's go.
Well, you know what I'm doing and what anybody else that wishes to help is doing for the next 2 days.
That would be
Are decoding or writing? Because those are two different roles, I think. Right?
She's already decoded it.
What are we doing for 2 days?
She's copying the book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's making the copies.
Forgery.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we know like the gist of like Anthos' Mother's Day. You know, like how they blindfold her and take her out and make and
Oh,
just
you
sing.
guys already know. Yeah, you guys already know
Okay.
that. 100%. And she just recounted exactly what everything she was dealing with on a daily basis. Again, in front of you guys.
Okay.
Not nice.
I want to try to figure where exactly that machine is. Or at least try to come up with a theory of where it could be.
It'd be great if we could get our hands on one. But that's a different thing.
As
You
long
already
as
kind of already have a theory of where it's located.
Well, yeah. Those buildings that we're told not to go there. Was it just the one building or like was it multiple?
If you're talking about the president's residence,
Yeah.
yes, that was really the one building you're told to stay very, very far away from.
Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to check that our characters know that possible theory.
Yes.
Okay.
At some point, I would hope that I'd be able to take a few minutes to talk to Corbel. Since something seems to be on his mind.
Sure, I mean, we can talk about it later.
that be productive?
Because above table, I'm getting sick and fucking tired of people bitching about not having magic, and I'm the one playing an actual spellcaster. So how about we just move on and get back to playing an NPC simulator?
Yeah.
Anyway, I actually think we're going to stop for dinner here. And when we come back, we're going to pick up with the Brother group.
It's not even 6 yet.
Yeah, I know, but it's close enough. It's kind of a good point to stop, though.
It is a good stopping point.